Sabrina Carpenter is a grown woman. So, to expect someone like Sabrina to tailor her art for younger audiences, I just don't think that's her responsibility. Hello, 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 friends of the internet. Darlings, how is everyone doing? Get something to drink, get a cozy little blanket like I have, and in today's episode, we're going to be breaking down Sabrina Carpenter's newest era, A Man's Best Friend. It's been a very provocative era for Sabrina, and rightfully so in some ways, but we're going to break down the components of this newest era, and most importantly, what we want out of Sabrina Carpenter's newest album, right? Like, what are we expecting when it comes to the promotion and to the rollout of this album? So let's start with the album cover. So the album cover shows Sabrina Carpenter on all four with a man grabbing her hair. Sounds like a great time to me, right? Like, for some of us, we're like, yeah, sign me up. But I can understand where people thought it was very provocative, right? Like, oh my God, Sabrina, like, her music's intended for children. How could she ever be that provocative? Critics said it reflects submission and the male gaze. Others interpreted as satire, commenting on how women are treated as accessories. Now, depending on the way you see the album cover, right? Like, your values might align with how you think of it. I think that it's pop music, right? Like, it's intended to start conversation. It's intended to be funny. It's intended to be a bit, salacious. Like, that, I think, was the intent from the get-go, was to get people talking. And did it get people talking? Because it really had a backlash. She later responded with an alternative cover, jokingly described it as approved by God. And I love the second cover. It's very romantic. It's like her dancing with a man. She's looking over her shoulder. Like, it's giving everything. I love it. And she even recently came out with a third album cover. And the third cover is her in flowers. It's beautiful. Like, Sabrina Carpenter is a beautiful girl, so it makes sense that the cover is beautiful itself. Now, fans and critics are divided. There is a divide, ladies. It's there. Now, some say the image is degrading and it caters to men's fantasies. Others say she's reclaiming the narrative and she's challenging misogyny. Now, let's be real though. Sabrina and her team were very strategic in releasing this cover. It sparked mass media attention and cultural conversation.
But I don't know. I mean, I think that imagery is important. And even if her lyrics are strong and she's a feminist, I just think, I think about young girls seeing that. And
that's what great art is intended to be. Great art should hold conversation about, do we like this? Why do we not like this? What is wrong with this? Like, that is kind of the whole point of this, right? Like, how is art moving the pendulum forward? How is art fostering conversation within community about something, right? Like, even if we like it or if we don't, great art should challenge our values. Great art should make us question, is this right? Or do I have an issue with it? Or do I like it? I think that's the whole point. Now, many's criticized it by saying her fan base is too young, right, for such imagery. I have been to a Sabrina Carpenter concert, and Sabrina Carpenter is provocative, right? Like, her concert is very sensual. From the lyrics to the performance. And some may say that's Sabrina Carpenter's issue, right? Like, Sabrina Carpenter should be better at being more age appropriate. But let's not forget, Sabrina Carpenter is 26 years old. Sabrina Carpenter is a grown woman. So, to expect someone like Sabrina to tailor her art for younger audiences. I just don't think that's her responsibility. I quite frankly think that the responsibility is on the parents. And I also understand that in today's world, where the internet is everywhere, from the palm of your hand to your computer to your television, most TVs are smart TVs. Children have immense access to most things. I understand that. I just think that to put the responsibility on Sabrina Carpenter, saying that it's her fault and that she should change because she has younger viewers, I just don't think is right. I think that as a parent, if I had a 12-year-old, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable with my 12-year-old listening to Sabrina Carpenter, right? Like, yeah, we could listen to the bops, but am I taking her to a Sabrina Carpenter concert? No. Am I going to buy her the Sabrina Carpenter vinyl? Debatable. Definitely not the original cover, right? So I think that ultimately, um, it can be really easy to set blame on someone else, right? Like, she should change. She shouldn't have done that. That's not right. But ultimately, great art is here to hold conversation. And at moments, great art is salacious. At moments, art can be provocative, right? Like, many of us were not alive during the Madonna era, but Madonna, 80s and 90s, like, she was stirring the pot.
I just want to be a lover.
And there's a reason why she's Madonna. She doesn't even have a last name, right? Like, it doesn't matter. She goes off of one name because she's that iconic. So I think Sabrina Carpenter, in her own way, is trying to carve out a lane. And it's a lane that I think, been actively trying to progress in, right? Like, she is a little, she is herself. And women are allowed to be sensual beings, right? They're allowed to be provocative. And if you don't like that, you should stop listening, right? Like, you just should not continue being a fan. Now, what I think is so impressive about Sabrina Carpenter right now is her output. It is insane. Okay, just in 12 months after her Grammy winning album, Short and Sweet, she got a new album, right? Like, Short and Sweet came out a year ago, and we're already in a whole new era. That is crazy. It's incredible. It's insane. It is impressive to see somebody like Sabrina Carpenter work so much. Plane, bus, limo, tour bus, hotel, club, another club.
Club, another club, plane, next place, no sleep.
Another club. Like, she is working. Now, here's a timeline of her output. Emails I Can't Send came out in July 15th, 2022. By the following year, in March 17th of 2023, she came out with the deluxe edition, right? Emails I Can't Send Forward. By August 23rd of 2024, right? 13, 14 months moving forward, she came out with Short and Sweet. Then, 9 months following Short and Sweet, she came out with the deluxe album on Valentine's Day, Short and Sweet Deluxe. And now, a year and some change later, she has a new album, A Man's Best Friend. It's impressive, right? Like, it is crazy that her output is so fast. And it kind of mirrors, in my opinion, pop icons like Rihanna, right? Like, Rihanna, if you were a Rihanna fan, Rihanna had a new album every fall. Every fall, without a miss, there was a new project. And that is how she became a superstar. Ariana Grande, right? Ariana Grande, from Dangerous Woman to Sweetener, was what? A year? A year-ish? From Sweetener to Thank You Next, months at that, right? Like, there comes a point where I think if you're trying to reach superstardom, of course, quality will always matter. But I do think that the conversation becomes quality meets quantity. And I think Sabrina Carpenter is realizing that as of right now, we want more. More, 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 more. And she's willing to give it to us because Sabrina Carpenter, from what I can tell, has a machine behind her. It's not just Sabrina Carpenter, right? Like, it's easy to say, like, oh, Sabrina Carpenter is writing all the songs and she's booking the tour and she's working backstage. Sabrina Carpenter is talent, right? Like, she's doing what she needs to do, and she allows other professionals that work with her to do their job. Like Jack Antonoff. Jack Antonoff has worked really well with Sabrina Carpenter. So it makes sense that they're releasing a whole new album. When the output is outputting, y'all, you don't stop. You just keep creating great music. And it sounds like that's what's happening with Sabrina, right? Like, she has immersed herself with other people who want to help her move this machine, which is the machine of Sabrina Carpenter, forward. And it also kind of echoes the rhythms of 60s and 70s. The Beatles, arguably the greatest and biggest group of all time in recording music history, they had a new album every year. For their first 8, 9 years, they had an album come out every single year without fail, if not 2 albums in a year. And I'm not just saying like deluxe, I'm saying like a whole new concept, a new aesthetic, a new sound. Like, that is impressive. In that, what was the norm, right? Like, in the Michael Jackson era, a new album every year. Like, the kids got to eat. The kids being us, the GP, the general public, we need to be fed. But it also is okay if you are like an Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia Rodrigo came out with Guts almost 2 years ago. And from what I can tell, there is no hurrying, there is no chasing a new album, right? Like, there is no trying to expedite work. Because why? Right? Like, Olivia Rodrigo is allowed to create music whenever she wants to. Or like Lorde. Lorde comes out with a new album every 4 years. She said it. Like, I come out with a new album after I've lived, right? Like, I have to go and I have to live my life. And when I'm ready, I come out with new work. That's great. I love that. Adele comes out with a new album once a decade, it feels like. That's great for Adele. But not every album and not every artist needs 4 to 5 years to create new work, right? Like, if Sabrina Carpenter wants to and is actively releasing new music very quickly, we should be grateful, right? Like, we are getting fed, we are getting new content. Like, that's all we want, because there will be a day. I hate to break it to all you youngsters. There will be a day where Sabrina Carpenter will stop making music, right? Like, she's a talented young lady. She has a lot of talents. Like, I bet she can act. I bet she'll do stage production, which is she's already done. She was in Mean Girls. And unfortunately, due to COVID, it never really had its moment. I could see Sabrina Carpenter going into a lot of other creative endeavors. So right now, if the music is hitting, baby, press record. Baby, let's go. Let's make this album, right? Like, let's be grateful to where she is, because there will be a time, I guarantee it, where it will not be like this. It will change. And that's okay, y'all, right? Like, I believe that just like the seasons, right? You have winter, you have spring, summer, fall, and it's all cyclical, right? So right now is the time where she works. And there will be a time, kind of like Ariana Grande right now, who does not want a tour. Ariana Grande, you can't pay her enough to get on a tour bus, and that's okay. Because Ariana, she paid her dues. She did her 10 years of work, 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 work. She doesn't want to do that right now. She wants to be Glinda, and she wants to be in Wicked, and she wants to just live her life as an actor. Let her be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be, y'all. Let it be. Now, what do we want out of this era, right? Like, what are the kids wanting? What do we, as consumers of Sabrina Carpenter, what do we want? And here's what I want, okay? Now, Sabrina Carpenter right now has dates in the fall for Short and Sweet. She has like 17 dates where she's doing arenas all around the US. She's doing like 5 or 6 dates in New York at Madison Square Garden. That is so impressive. Go, Sabrina, go. Like, to do that many dates and to be that in demand is really a blessing from above. Thank God. Like, To be an artist, I would think, and to have so many people wanting to attend your live shows is a great feeling. So I think what will happen is that after A Man's Best Friend comes out, I think she's going to rebrand the Short and Sweet tour, the dates that are left. I think she's going to rebrand them as A Man's Best Friend tour. That doesn't really have like it doesn't sound great. So I would love if she called it like the Manchild tour, or I don't know. I don't know. That's not my job to figure it out, right? But I think it'll be something cutesy, right? Like, I think that she's going to rebrand Short and Sweet, and it's going to be a whole new tour. And with a new tour, she's going to announce more dates. Remember what I tell you. Come back to this video. She's going to announce a lot of new dates. A lot of new dates. We're going to do all the cities she did last year for Short and Sweet. She's going to do them again. And they're going to sell out so quickly. The conversation then becomes, is Sabrina Carpenter a stadium artist? No, not yet. But I do think that the trajectory she's going at, I think we're getting very close, right? Like, she's going to sell out clearly multiple dates in multiple cities, right? Like, I could see her coming to a Houston, which is where I'm from, and doing 2-3 nights. Easy, right? Like, the Toyota Center in Houston sells at what, 15,000 seats? She could do more. She could easily do more. So I could see her doing 2 to 3 nights in most cities. That'll become the norm for Sabrina Carpenter. I'm actually seeing her at Austin City Limits. It'll be her last scheduled festival. I'm so excited to see all of these songs performed at a festival. I hope she performs a ton of the new album, which I bet she will. I have zero doubt that she will. I have zero doubt that Sabrina Carpenter will not take that opportunity to perform all her newest jams, right? All her newest bops will be performed at this festival, and most likely all throughout these new tour dates. Now, what do we want this rollout to look like, right? Like, what is our intention? What do we want for these next 2 months as the album date and release is approaching? For me, I think that the second single will come out early next month. I think early next month, of like maybe like the first weekend in August, we'll get the new single. Absolutely. It'll be like a mid-tempo ballad, kind of like Please, 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 in the essence of something different from Espresso. So if we have Manchild, we need something different from Manchild. And I think it's going to give a ballad, right? So there's been a lot of debate if Manchild is country, right? Like, is it country enough? That's always what country listeners say. Like, it's not country enough, or it is country enough. In my opinion, Manchild is a disco country pop song, right? Like, that's what it is in its nature. And it's allowed to be country in its own version, right? Like, just because a song has country elements doesn't mean it has to be a Zach Bryan song, right? Like, just because a song is country doesn't mean that it has to be a Luke Bryan jam. Something can be country and it can be its own version of country. This kind of reminds me of Carrie Underwood back in the 2000s. You know, she was creating country pop. And she was, quite frankly, the only person in her lane that was doing what she was doing. And so for us in today's day to be so critical about people trying new genres, I think is just a bit immature. And I also think it's a bit judgmental because we as consumers are allowed to enjoy anything. And I think artists are allowed to use any colors that they choose that will make their art better. And I think right now Sabrina is in her country bag, right? Like, she's making music that for her is country. No one is saying that it may not be country for you, right? Like, that's okay. But for her and for many of us, that is country. And let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be, y'all, right? Like, allow Sabrina Carpenter to create the music that she wants to make. And as us as consumers, if we don't like it, don't listen, right? Like, that is the lesson in all of this. If you don't like somebody, don't listen to their music, right? Like, if somebody, there's a lot of people that I no longer like that I used to like. That's okay. Let them go. Let it go. Let it go, right? Like, let that artist have their moment. And if you and that artist find each other again because you start liking their music again, that's great. And if you don't, at least you have the memories of that musician and of that artist. Now, as we are going into this album rollout, there are interviewers that I would love to see Sabrina Carpenter work with, right? That like I selfishly think that she would do great and that I watch and I would love to see Sabrina Carpenter be interviewed. Now, the first one is just Trish. I love Trisha Paytas. I used to not always love Trisha Paytas, but I love her now for the idea that she's so unfiltered. It's so bold. Trisha Paytas asks questions others honestly would not dare, right? Like she's really good at getting people comfortable and then just asking the question, right? Like just being like, "Hey, like what's your issue with this person?" or like, "Hey, like what happened here?" But it never feels like there's an agenda. It just feels like she's chatting and that's where the conversation naturally led. What I love about her is that she's really unscripted and it's all conversational. And I think it'll let Sabrina personality shine through naturally. You know what I mean? Like, I think if Sabrina was on just Trish, I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be super funny. And what I would love to know is about like Sabrina's day to day life. I would love to know, like, what are her favorite foods? What's her favorite sauce to eat with French fries? What is her favorite, like, fast food joint? Because I know as an American girly, she eats fast food at some point. These are the kind of questions that I would love to know as a Sabrina Carpenter fan. And I think that Just Trish will allow Sabrina to be comfortable enough and ask her questions that many of us want to know the answers to, right? Like, I think if Sabrina was on Just Trish, it would be a long interview. It would be like an hour and a half to 2 hours. And it would just be a kiki to kiki to kiki key. And that's what I want as a Sabrina fan. Next is a show that I've been watching for years, and it's the Trixie and Katya show. They are drag queens. I don't know if many of you watch drag content, but they are so chaotic and improvised. It's all just like off the cuff. And it's perfect for Sabrina's sarcastic, dry humor. Sabrina's a funny girl. Like if you watch her interviews, she's a funny gal. And I think to see her on the Trixie and Katya show would be chaotic. It would be wild. It would be less about her music and it would just be more about like her just being a funny girl, right? Like her just holding conversation with other comedians and allowing her and giving her permission to be funny. So for me, I would love to see her on the Trixie and Katya show. And I think they would talk about like a lot of unexpected topics from pop culture to like weird internet, like tangents. It will be all over the place in the most amazing way possible. And so for me as a Sabrina fan, I would love to see her on the Trixie and Katya show. I think it'd be wild. I think we would find out so much about Sabrina, but then find out nothing at the same time. Like I think it would really like be that kind of conversation. And lastly, the interview that I would love to see Sabrina hold an interview, be an interviewee, would be pretty basic with Alicia Marie and Remy Cruz, now Remy Parsons, because she just got married. I love Alicia and Remy. I think they're just like they remind me of my sisters. Like when I watch them, they remind me of like family. Like I just feel like I'm watching girls that I've known my whole life. My cousins. Like we're just having a good old chat, like a good old kiki. The reason I think Pretty Basic would be so good for Sabrina is because it's relatable and friendly. It feels like chatting with friends, right? Like they're going to give you cozy vibes. Like it's going to just be like her espresso, just chatting it up with her girlfriends. It's a lot of like open-ended and personal questions. I think we will get the emotional interview that we've been wanting, right? Like, I don't know how vulnerable Sabrina will go. And quite frankly, I don't think we need to get that vulnerable if she doesn't want to. But I would just love for her to be in a safe space where she can discuss her journey, right? Like what it took to be a pop star to get to this place, her confidence, which she's such a confident person and I would love to hear maybe the vulnerable side of her confidence, right? Like the days she doesn't feel great, right? The days that she has a bit of doubt. Cuz everyone experiences doubt. Doubt is a human emotion. And so I would love to hear about Sabrina's bad days, right? The days that she doesn't feel like a superstar, the days that she feels like a normal person. But most importantly, I would love to hear about her growth, how she's growing as an individual, how being a musician and achieving her dreams has allowed her to experience all these beautiful things, right? Like that's what I would love to hear from her being on Pretty Basic, is her just kind of breaking down the walls and just having a chat with other girls, right? Like having a good old kiki with the girls. So these are the things that I want out of a Sabrina Carpenter fan. I want to know, what do you think? Who should Sabrina do an interview with? What are you expecting out of the second or third single? And most importantly, are you excited for this new era? I would love to know. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. This is like a new style of video for me. I wanted to do less scripted and more just like conversation. My favorite YouTubers are the ones that just talk, right? Like when I'm in bed and I'm just kind of like in my cozy vibes, the videos I go to are the videos of people just chatting, right? Like those are the videos I love. So if you enjoyed this style of video, I hope you like it. I hope you can subscribe if you want to. I'm not gonna force you to subscribe. And I just hope that you enjoyed it. I really do. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you for watching this video. I'm so grateful for you watching, and I will catch you in the next one, okay? Alrighty, bye.